Magavan, folks. Longtime viewers of the channel and even recent subscribers would notice something about this space here on YouTube. It's where you can find solutions to integration bee problems. I mean, I love solving integration bee problems, particularly the MIT finals. I've been covering them since 2023. That video really blew up. And I've been getting good views on those kind of videos for a while now, including the recent 26 finals. You can check that out, link in the description. But I rarely ever took a deep dive into those problems. And by deep dive, I mean, of course, MIT likes certain types of questions, if you take note. I mean, this integral is from the 2025 finals. It's problem 1. And I like the structure of this problem, and you might find similar structures elsewhere in integration bees and maybe even past MIT integration bee problems, whether finals or semifinals and sometimes even qualifying rounds. So I'm just going to walk you through the solution and then show you what kind of structure I'm talking about. And this might come in handy when you yourself are designing or attempting MIT problems, integration bee problems of any sort, that is. Okay, cool. So one cool thing we could do is first get rid of the trig functions, because we do have tangent x. I mean, there is a more direct route, but I'm just going to introduce one intermediate step. And this is written as sine x over cosine x times the square root of 2 plus root 4 plus cosine x dx. So we have this nested structure here. And we can convert this into a less intimidating looking integral by the transformation of letting cosine x equal t, which implies that negative sine x dx equals dt. And that is something that we have over here. We have sine x and a dx over there. We just need to introduce an extra negative sign. And then we have this 1 over t term times root 2 plus root 4 plus t. And now take note of something. You do have nested square roots. Indeed we do, but we have nested square roots involving linear powers of the variable of integration, and that is t. And the cool thing about such a structure is that if you just take this innermost nested root and get rid of it, that could help, but you could be one step more brave and say, let's take the entire nested structure. Let's take the entire nested square root and get rid of it entirely so that you're completely devoid of square roots. So the trick is, if you let root 2 plus root 4 plus t equal u, and the cool thing about this is that you can square, and that gives you root 4 plus t equal to u squared minus 2, I believe so. And you could square this again and get 4 plus t equal to u squared minus 2 whole thing squared. And that is honestly not all that bad, because you have u to the 4th power minus 4 times u squared plus a factor of 4 here. So the 4's do cancel out on both sides, so 4 goes away. And we have t here equal to u to the 4th power minus 4u squared. And from here you can derive the differential element dt as well, simply by differentiating. So dt is going to be equal to 4u cubed minus 8u. And of course, you have this du, terribly sorry about that. And you can factor out a 4u term over here and write this as u squared minus 2. Okay, cool. Now the benefit of this is that you no longer have any square roots, and this is the case with a lot of MIT or competition integration problems involving nested square roots. So if I run back to the target integral, then we have this 1 over t feature. So this implies that, why am I talking like, why did I say feature? Sorry. I am working on a research problem and I'm using neural networks for it. So yeah, building features is part of the gig. I spent the entire day looking at code, writing code, and of course asking AI to actually write the exact code I need. It's fun when you know the math. You can just, direct it. Hey, you, do my bidding and write this code that does exactly this. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, so What were we up to? Oh yeah, we have this negative 1 over t term, so that's negative 1 over t here is just u squared could be factored out. I mean, you have u squared times u squared minus 4, and then you have a square root term that completely disappears, which I think is pretty dope. So you have u times 4u times u squared minus 2 du, and that implies something extremely cool as well. The u terms just cancel out, so u squared goes away, and you are left with negative of u squared over, oh wait, I still have a factor of 4, don't I? Oh yeah, we have negative 4 u squared minus 2 over u squared minus 4 du, which is a pretty straightforward integral to evaluate. I mean, all I really need to do is write negative 2 as negative 4 plus 2. So we have negative 4 u squared minus 4 plus 2 over u squared minus 4, u squared minus 4, terribly sorry about that once again, du, and oh wait, let me just write this a bit more cleanly, although it was pretty damn visible. So we have some cancellation taking place, and we have negative 4 times 1 plus 2 over u minus 2 times u plus 2, which is again a straightforward integral that can be evaluated using integration by parts. Using linearity, then the integral of 1 is of course u, so we have negative 4u minus 8 times the integral of something. I mean, we have a u minus 2 there. We should have a negative sign and u plus 2 there so that the u's cancel out, and that gives us a plus 4 up top, right? 2 minus negative 2. I'm going to have to expand by 1/4 then, right? This is 2, and we have negative 4u minus 2 times the logarithm of u minus 2 minus the logarithm of u plus 2. And the constant of integration is not required by MIT, so I'm just going to skip it. Negative 4u minus 2 times log of u minus 2 over u plus 2. And of course we can substitute back and write u here in terms of t. U was exactly this square root term, but t here is exactly what we called cosine of x, so I can just write it directly. And this implies that the target integral I equals negative 4 times the square root of 2 plus root 4 plus cosine of x. Terribly sorry about that. Oh dear me, much better. And I gotta repeat that. Negative 2 log of, I might need a little bit of writing space. So we have the logarithm of u again. Oh, u again. See what I did there? 4 plus cosine x in the square root again, minus 2 over root 2 plus root 4 plus cosine of x plus 2. Okay, cool. So that was a cool problem, but again, like I said, this is something that often appears in these competition type problems. So let's go over another example just for funsies, of course. Now, basically, we're talking about integrals of the form of integral of r of, terribly sorry about that, x and some a plus root b plus x. So again, we have nested square roots and we have linear powers of x inside, and r here is some kind of rational function. So when you have such a structure, again, the strategy of taking the biggest, meanest square root and just transforming it is usually pretty fruitful, at least for the competition type integrals. So let's take another example, and that is, let me just check my notes before I mess this up. Oh yeah, take I here defined as the integral of, okay, now this is fun, dx up top, nothing crazy, but then we have a root x term, okay, sounds good. But then we have root of 1 plus root x, not half bad, but then we have the root of the 1 plus the root of 1 plus, again, root x. Okay, cool. And once again, our strategy here is to be brave. So we're going to let, I recall back in the early days of the channel, I made a short on like high school integration techniques, and I kept saying be brave during that short. This reminds me of those days. Ah, yeah, good times, good times. So we're going to let the root, oh dear me, that's a big root, of 1 plus root of 1 plus root of x. Say it with me now. 1 plus root of 1 plus root of x. And one more. Okay, I think that's quite enough for today. So again, we could get rid of the square roots, or maybe not all of the square roots, because notice that we don't have any x terms or explicitly x terms. We have root x terms. So perhaps this would be cool if we just solve up to root x. And by the way, this is from the 2019 qualifying round of the MIT Integration Bee. So what we're going to do here is square this, and we have 1 plus root of 1 plus root x equal u squared. So that means root 1 plus root x is equal to u squared minus 1. Terribly sorry about that. And then we have 1 plus root x here equal to u squared minus 1 whole thing squared, which is again nice because you have u to the fourth minus 2u squared plus 1. And the plus ones cancel out quite nicely, and then you have root x equal to u squared times u squared minus 2. And I might as well write it like this first, and then expand it again for differentiation purposes. And like I said, I'm only going to go up to root x, because if I differentiate root x, then I have 1 over 2 times root x, that is. And that's something that I already have in the denominator, so that is pretty damn useful. So this implies that 1 over 2 root x dx is equal to, let's see, we should have 4u cubed minus 4u, so that means 4u du again, I keep forgetting the differential element, and now we have 4u factored out, and we have a u squared term minus a 1 term du, and this is going to be extremely satisfying. So this implies that I'll write this as dx over root x equal to twice of this, which is 8. So all of this implies that the target integral, is now dx over root x actually turns into 8u times u squared minus 1 du over... Now let's check out what happened in the denominator. The biggest, baddest term got turned into a harmless looking u term. So there you go. And the other terms are related to it, correct? So we had 1 plus root x in the root, and that's u squared minus 1. Okay, cool. So that's u squared minus 1, and of course the root x was absorbed into the differential element. And this is awesome, because all that means is you have cancellation, and you're left with 8 times the integral of du, which we evaluate by looking up a table of antiderivatives. And it turns out this thing is actually equal to u itself. Who would have known? And again, I'm going to skip the constant of integration because that's not a requirement from MIT. You know what? Why not? So 8 times u, and u was just this nested square root thingy. So that was 1 plus root 1 plus root 1 plus root x. One more time, indeed. So that was pretty cool. Look up some more problems from past integration bees, whether they're MIT or even Cambridge integration bees. Those are really, really cool. Berkeley Math Tournament integrals, those are really cool too. And you'll notice integrals of this sort of structure quite often. That is a function of x and a nested root structure of x, all fed to a rational function. Of course, it does get more difficult when you have quadratic powers, like you may need Euler substitutions, but that is a topic for another day. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something from the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.